Green fades from black to a dark and stormy sky. Thunder rumbles and flash lightning illuminates a tattered Renegade wrestling flag flapping in the wind. The camera zooms in on the flag as it waves defiantly against the storm. In a world where chaos reigns, only the strongest will survive. The scene shifts to a fast-paced montage of Renegade Wrestling's top superstars. Tonight, champions will be tested, alliances will be shattered, and enemies will go to war. The first clip shows Sting standing tall with the Renegade World Championship slung over his shoulder, his face painted. He quickly cuts to Stone Cold Steve Austin, smashing beer cans together. The Renegade World Championship. The champion Sting faces his toughest challenge yet, in the form of the relentless Stone Cold Steve Austin. Can the icon withstand the assault of the rattlesnake, or will Austin reclaim his spot at the top of the mountain? Screen flashes to Austin delivering a Stone Cold Stunner to an opponent, followed by a shot Sting hitting the Scorpion Death Drop. Screen cuts to black for a moment, and then a loud boom transitions us to the next sequence. We see the Wolfpac, Nash, and Styles holding their World Tag Team Championships high, and then cuts to the Death Crew, Kronik, Brian Adams, and Brian Clark. The Undertaker lurking in the background looking fierce and ready. In the clash of the ages, Wolfpac will defend their World Tag Team titles against the brute force of the Death Crew. Can the champions survive the onslaught? Clips of high-impact moves flash across the screen. Kevin Nash delivering a powerbomb, AJ Styles hitting his forearm. The Death Crew delivering a devastating double chokeslam. Next clip shows a brutal rivalry between Degeneration X and the Flock, building towards a confrontation. In the battle that has divided the locker room, Degeneration X will face the Flock inside the unforgiving structure of War Game. Will the Flock prove they are still the top dogs, or will DX rise from the shadows to seize their moment of glory? Shots of the cage being constructed flash across the screen. The scene then transitions to Kurt Angle, standing tall with the national championship belt around his waist, declaring his reign with pride. We cut Rey Mysterio flipping into the ring with incredible agility. And for the national championship, the Olympic hero Kurt Angle faces the high-flying challenger Rey Mysterio. And Angle's technical power overcome the aerial assault of the master of the 619. The next scene clips of Goldberg standing amidst pyrotechnics, calling out Kane. Flame erupts as Kane emerges, followed by the monstrous Leviathan and the eerie presence of Christopher Daniels. In the Battle of the Behemoths, Goldberg looks to dismantle the forces of the Unholy Coven. Will he prove he's the one to end their reign of terror, or will the darkness consume him? See cuts to black, give a chilling echo of laughter from the sinister minister. The final flash cuts to the logo of World at War exploding on the screen. Tonight, the battles will be fought, the champions will be crowned, and the wars will be won. Welcome to World at War. The screen faces a wide shot of the sold-out arena, the crowd roaring in anticipation. Pyrotechnics explode on the stage, lighting up the venue as the camera swoops across the entire fans. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Renegades Wrestling pay-per-view event. I'm Devin, and we're live for World at War. Buckle up, folks, because tonight is going to be a night to remember. Camera focus on the ring where Michael first stands ready for the first matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening contest of World at War. This is an 8-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, referring to themselves as the High Society, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig, Ravishing Rick Rude, and making his Renegade Wrestling debut, Robert Roode. The crowd cheers as Ric Flair struts down the ramp wearing his iconic sequin robe, flanked by Curt Hennig, Rick Rude, and Robert Roode, all wearing a robe similar to Flair, but with their own flair. The 4 men enter the ring, playing to the crowd, soaking the reaction with Flair laying out a signature "Woo!" that resonates throughout the arena. What an impressive sight here, folks. The High Society looks ready for a fight tonight, and what a debut for Robert Roode, a newcomer who has aligned himself with some of the best in this business. And their opponents, representing the Dangerous Alliance, Arn Anderson, Fit Finlay, and the Acolytes Protection Agency, Bradshaw and Farouk. Dangerous Alliance steps onto the stage with Arn Anderson leading the charge. Finlay holds his shillelagh high, and the APA members, Bradshaw and Farouk, walk with purpose and intensity. Dangerous Alliance has been running roughshod over Riot for weeks now, but tonight the High Society looks to finally put them in their place. This match is sure to set the tone for the entire evening, folks. The bell rings, ding ding, the match is underway. Arn and Kurt start things off, circling each other in the center of the ring. They lock up and Anderson quickly takes control with a side headlock. Hennig pushes Anderson off, sending him into the ropes, but Anderson returns with a stiff shoulder block, knocking Hennig to the mat. Arn immediately goes for that elbow drop, but Hennig rolls out of the way and pops up to his feet. He catches Anderson with a hip toss, followed by a quick drop kick that sends Anderson stumbling into his corner. Anderson tags the Fit Finlay, who charges in at Hennig with a running clothesline. But Kurt, he ducks and bounces off the ropes and catches Finlay with a flying crossbody for a 2 count. The match continues with quick tags from both teams, each man showcasing their skills. Rick Rude and Robert Roode display excellent teamwork, isolating Bradshaw in their corner, delivering quick strikes and double team maneuvers. Bradshaw fights back, though, with his raw power, eventually tagging Farouk. The APA begins to shift the momentum in their favor with their hard-hitting offense. The action spills outside the ring, where Fit Finlay uses his shillelagh to attack Kurt Hennig behind the referee's back, sending him crashing into the steel steps. Meanwhile, Arn and Rick are brawling near the announcer's table, exchanging stiff chops and punches. This match is breaking down fast. The referee is losing control here. Back in the ring, Robert Roode manages to drop Bradshaw with a DDT. He goes for the cover, but Farouk breaks it up. Rick Rude then enters the fray, delivering a thunderous clothesline to Farouk, sending both men over the top rope to the outside. As chaos ensues, Arn gets the tag back in the ring and tries to hit Flair with a surprise spinebuster, but Flair counters, rolling Arn up into a small package. Finlay distracts the referee again, as Arn is distracting the referee from the small package. Suddenly, Robert Roode enters the ring again, hitting Finlay with a high-impact spinebuster of his own, taking him out. Flair capitalizes, locking Anderson in the figure 4 leg lock in the center of the ring. The crowd is on their feet as Anderson writhes in pain. Flair's got the figure 4 locked in. This could be it. Before Anderson can tap out, Bradshaw re-enters and attempts to break the hold, but Rick Rude intercepts him with a running boot to the face. With no one left to interfere, Anderson has no choice but to tap out. Here are your winners, the High Society. Crowd erupts as Flair releases the hold and gets to his feet, arms raised in victory. Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, and Robert Roode join him in the ring, celebrating their win. The frustrated and angry retreat up the ramp, vowing vengeance. What a statement made by High Society tonight. They've shown that they are a force to be reckoned with here in Renegade Wrestling. Camera cuts to the backstage hallway, though, where DX members X-Pac, Green Meanie, and Edge are walking briskly towards the medical center. The trio looks concerned ahead of their big War Games main event. They push open the doors to the medical center, revealing Christian sitting on a bench, his ankle being taped up by a medic. He winces in pain slightly as the medic tightens the bandage. Christian, man, what the hell happened? X-Pac says as he came forward. Christian looks up, clearly frustrated and in pain. He shakes his head. I don't know, guys. I was getting ready, and out of nowhere, someone blindsided me. I didn't see who it was. Edge steps forward. You didn't see anything? No clue at all? Christian shakes his head again, wincing as the medic finishes taping up his ankle. No, nothing, man. One second I was fine, and the next I was on the floor. Whoever it was, they got me good. Green Meanie clenches his fist. This is bull, man. We can't have one of our guys taken out like this right before the match. X-Pac nods, his eyes narrowing as he thinks. Whoever did this is gonna pay him, man. I promise you that. But right now, we all gotta focus. We're going out there tonight, and we're going to handle business. Christian, you gonna be okay? Christian takes a deep breath and nods. Yeah, I'll be fine. Just go out there and take care of the business. Edge pats Christian on the shoulder, giving him a reassuring nod. Don't worry, man. We got this, and we'll find out who did this to you. Whoever's behind it, they won't get away with it. X-Pac, Green Meanie, and Edge turn to leave the medical center, a determined look on their faces as they head off. The camera lingers on Christian for a moment, showing his frustration, before cutting back to the arena. It looks like Christian has been taken out of the action, but DX isn't going to let that slow him down. They're fired up and ready to go. Was it the Flock who attacked Christian? The plot thickens here at World at War. We go back to the ring where Michael Buffer's standing by. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Renegade Wrestling National Championship. The crowd erupts as Rey Mysterio bursts onto the stage, full of energy and determination, makes his way down the ramp, slapping hands with fans before sliding into the ring and jumping onto a turnbuckle close to the crowd. Introducing first, the challenger from San Diego, California, weighing 175 pounds, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is looking to pull off a huge upset tonight. He's always been the underdog, but tonight is where he strives best. Can he capture the national championship tonight against Kurt Angle? Arena lights dim and the crowd reacts to the mix of food and cheers as Angle steps on the stage. Confidently makes his way to the ring with the national championship belt around his waist. And his opponent, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing at a 240 pounds, he is the Renegade Wrestling National Champion, the Olympic gold medal, the only Olympic gold medalist in wrestling history, Kurt Angle. Angle steps to the ring, unstrapping the belt and raising it high, taunting the crowd. He fell to the referee, who shows him the ring and pulls him up in the air. Bell rings, ding ding, and the match kicks off with both competitors cautiously circling each other. Ray uses his speed to dart in and out, throwing quick strikes, while Kurt maintains a defensive stance, looking for a chance to grab a hold of Ray and overpower him. Ray attempts a quick Hurricane Roundup, but Kurt catches him. He lifts Ray for a powerbomb, but Ray counters with a head scissor takedown, sending Angle flying into the ropes. The crowd erupts as Ray quickly follows up with a dropkick, keeping Angle off balance. Rey Mysterio is on fire here tonight. He's using his agility to keep Angle guessing. Ray tries to capitalize, hitting the ropes for a springboard crossbody, but Angle catches him midair and slams him down onto his knee for a backbreaker. Angle goes for a quick cover. 1, 2, but Ray kicks out. The crowd cheers as Ray shows resilience. Angle immediately transitions to a focused assault, targeting Ray's leg. He stomps down hard, dropping elbows on Ray's knee, softening it up for the ankle lock later. Smart strategy by Angle, trying to take out the legs of Mysterio. If Ray can't fly, Angle's chances of retaining go up dramatically. Ray manages to break free and create some distance, but Angle is relentless. He charges forward, catching Ray with a powerful belly-to-belly suplex, sending Ray crashing the mat. Angle goes for another cover. 1, 2, Ray kicks out again. The crowd is firmly behind Mysterio, rallying him on as Angle looks increasingly frustrated. Angle pulls down his strap, signaling the end. He sets Ray up for the Angle slam, but Ray wriggles out, landing behind Angle. With a quick shove, Ray sends Angle into the ropes. As Angle rebounds, Ray goes for a drop toe hold, setting him up for the 619. He's draped over that second rope. Rey Mysterio setting up for the 619. This could be it. Ray dials it up and swings for the 619, but Angle ducks out of the way at the last second. As Ray swings back into the ring, Angle catches him and immediately locks in the ankle lock in the center of the ring. Ray screams in agony, reaching for the ropes, but Angle pulls him back, applying even more pressure. Ray tries to roll through, but Angle holds firm, cinching in the hold tighter. Rey Mysterio's in a world of trouble here. Angle has that ankle lock locked in deep and tight. Ray fights valiantly, inching towards the ropes as the crowd chants his name. Just when it looks like he might escape, Angle pulls him back to the center of the ring once again, and he drops down, twisting the ankle with more force. The pain becomes too much, and Ray is forced to tap out. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission is still Renegade Wrestling National Champion, Kurt Angle. The crowd boos as Angle finally releases the hold and celebrates his victory. He grabs the national championship belt from the referee and raises it high above his head, taunting the fans as they continue to boo. Kurt Angle retains the national championship, but what a fight from Rey Mysterio. He gave it everything he had, but in the end, Angle's strategy and ruthless aggression paid off. As Angle basks in his victory, Ray is helped to the back by medical staff, his leg clearly injured from that ankle lock. Kurt Angle makes his exit as we get to our next matchup. Michael Buffer's in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a last man standing match. The only way to win is to incapacitate your opponent until they cannot answer the referee's count of 10. Haku storms out on the stage. The crowd cheers for the feared Ireland warrior as he makes his way to the ring, tearing off his rope and staring down the ring. Introducing first with the Iowa Tonga, weighing at 255 pounds. The mighty Island warrior, King Haku. The crowd roars as Haku steps in the ring, his presence alone intimidating everyone in the ring. King Haku is not a man that you want to mess with. He's known for his brutality and strength, and tonight he's looking to make Sabu pay for what he did to Prince IDK of the Great South. Sabu makes his entrance carrying a steel chair wrapped in barbed wire. He stops at the top of the ramp, raising the chair high above his head as the crowd reacts with a mix of cheers and gasps. And his opponent, from Bombay, India, weighing at 235 pounds, the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu! The crowd is on edge as Sabu makes his way to the ring, his eyes locked on Haku. Sabu tosses the chair into the ring and slides under the bottom rope, immediately getting to his feet as the referee steps in to separate them. This is going to be a brutal counter, folks. These two men are willing to do anything to keep the other one down for the count of 10. This is not for the faint of heart. The bell rings, ding ding ding. The match starts with a furious exchange of strikes. Haku and Sabu trades blows in the center of the ring, neither man backing down. Haku lands a stiff headbutt, sending Sabu staggering back, but Sabu quickly responds with a spinning heel kick, knocking Haku off his feet. Sabu wastes no time grabbing the barbed wire steel chair and smashing it over Haku's head as he tries to get up. Haku roars in pain as he is busted open, but quickly he shakes it off, his legendary toughness on full display. He grabs the chair out of Sabu's hands and throws it out of the ring before landing a devastating chop to Sabu's chest, the sound echoing throughout the arena. Haku takes control, dragging Sabu outside the ring and whipping him into the steel barricade. He follows up with a series of brutal kicks to the ribs, trying to wear down his opponent. Haku lifts Sabu up and he drops him face first onto the ring steps, leaving him sprawled on the floor and bleeding. Haku is relentless and he's not giving Sabu any room to breathe here. The referee begins the count, but Sabu pulls himself up at the count of 4, refusing to stay down. Haku charges at him, but Sabu sidesteps, sending Haku crashing in the ring post. Sabu takes advantage, grabbing a nearby table and setting up at ringside. As Haku recovers, Sabu launches himself off the apron with a somersault plancha, driving Haku through the table. Both men are down as the referee starts to count. 1, 2, 3, 4... Haku stirs first, pushing himself up to his feet at the count of 6. Sabu is up at 7, clutching his ribs. The crowd is firmly behind the two warriors. Sabu rolls back into the ring, grabbing a steel chair and launching it at Haku. But Haku catches the chair and tosses it aside. Sabu is already on him, though, raining down a flurry of punches. Haku catches one of Sabu's fists and counters with a Tongan death grip, lifting Sabu off the ground and slamming him into the mat. Haku, now in control, lifts Sabu up and powerbombs him onto the barbed wire steel chair that was in the center of the ring. The referee starts to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sabu, grimacing in pain, somehow pulls himself back up at the count of 8. Haku is visibly frustrated now, pulling Sabu up again, setting him up for another power move, but Sabu counters, slipping out of Haku's grip and hitting that DDT onto the chair. What a counter by Sabu! Both men are down, this could be it! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both men start to stir at 8. They pull themselves up using the ropes, refusing to stay down. The crowd is on their feet, cheering for both competitors. Haku goes for another headbutt, but Sabu ducks and pulls down the top rope, sending Haku spilling to the outside. Sabu would hit the ropes and hit a suicide dive outside the ring onto Haku. Haku and Sabu would brawl around the ring and into the crowd. Sabu would send Haku face first into a concrete wall before setting up 2 tables in the entrance tunnel into the arena stands. Haku would finally recover, and the two would continue their brawl into the upper levels of the arena. They fight to the railing right above the entrance tunnel to the lower level. Sabu would hit Haku with a right after right, but then Haku would counter by ducking and getting Sabu up for the Samoa drop. No, Haku, not like this! Haku would let out a yell before jumping off the upper level, driving Sabu through the tables below with a Samoan drop. The referee begins to count again, and both men are slow to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Ladies and gentlemen, this match has ended in a double countout and is therefore a draw. The crowd reacts in a mixture of cheers and boos as medical personnel rush in to check on the competitors. What a battle we just witnessed. These two warriors let it all out in the ring tonight, and though neither man could claim victory. The camera cuts to a dimly lit hallway backstage at the arena. The sounds of heavy footsteps echo as the camera slowly pans over to Goldberg, who is seen preparing for his upcoming match against Kane. Goldberg is doing his trademark breathing exercises, mentally preparing himself. There's Goldberg getting ready for his match tonight against Kane. You can feel the intensity in the air. Goldberg knows he's walking into a war with the Unholy Coven. Suddenly, from behind, a shadow looms. Batista and Christopher Daniels attack, blindsiding Goldberg with a vicious assault. Batista lands a thunderous clothesline, knocking Goldberg into the metal lockers. and Daniels follows up with a vicious punch to the head after punch after punch. Oh no, it's Batista and Christopher Daniels. The Unholy Coven are attacking Goldberg from behind. This is a cowardly ambush. Goldberg tries to fight back, throwing a few punches at Batista, but Daniels kicks him in the knee, sending him crashing the floor. As Goldberg struggles to get up, Kevin Sullivan and Woman step into the frame. Sullivan's carrying Leviathan's Pandora's box. Wait a minute, that's Kevin Sullivan. What's he doing here? He's got Pandora's box. Is he the serpent of the Unholy Coven? Sullivan smirks as his eyes fill with dark intent as he opens the box, revealing a live King Cobra inside. The snake hisses and writhers, its fangs glistening under the dim lighting. Oh my god, Sullivan's got a King Cobra! This is sick! What is he planning to do? Batista and Daniels continue to beat down Goldberg, holding him firmly in place as Sullivan steps closer, the snake in hand. Goldberg, dazed, he struggles though. He tries to break free, but they're holding on to him too tightly. Sullivan brings the snake closer and closer to Goldberg, whispering ominously, "This is just the beginning, Goldberg. You dared to challenge the Unholy Coven, and now you will pay the ultimate price." Sullivan forces the snake to strike. The cobra sinks its fangs into Goldberg's arm, delivering a venomous bite. Goldberg shouts out in pain as the snake injects its venom. The backstage crew rushes to find help, shouting for medical assistance. "This is barbaric! Goldberg is in serious trouble here! Somebody get some help, quickly!" Batista, Daniels, and Sullivan laugh menacingly as Goldberg collapses to the floor, clutching his arm in agony. Sullivan, still holding the Cobra, steps back with a look of satisfaction, while Woman smirks beside him, stroking his arm. "The serpent has spoken. The Unholy Coven reigns supreme." The camera zooms in on Goldberg, lying on the cold, hard floor, struggling to breathe as his eyes flutter in and out of consciousness. Medical personnel rush into the scene with stretchers and medical kits, trying to tend to Goldberg as the members of the Unholy Coven make their exit, disappearing into the shadows with their dark deeds done. I can't believe what we just witnessed. Goldberg has been viciously attacked by the Unholy Coven, and now he's been bitten by King Cobra? This is madness. We need medical help out here immediately. The screen fades to black as the medical team continues to work to frantically stabilize Goldberg. We cut back to the arena where Michael Buffer stands in the center of the ring, ready to announce the next match. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the Renegade World Tag Team Championships. Introducing first, the challengers. Representing the Death Crew, at a combined weight of 635 pounds, Kronik, Brian Adams, and Brian Clark. Green lights dim and a thunderous mix of booze and cheers rounds as Kronik makes their way to the ring, flanked by their Death Crew partner, Scott Norton. Kronik has been on a path of destruction lately. With Scott Norton at their side, they're looking to take these tag team titles tonight. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 487 pounds, they are the Renegade World Tag Team Champions, Kevin Nash and AJ Styles, the Wolfpac. The crowd erupts with cheers as AJ Styles and Kevin Nash emerge from the backstage area, belts around their waist. They confidently make their way down the ramp, slapping hands. Here comes the champions, Nash and Styles. They have been unstoppable here, but tonight they're facing a formidable force in Kronik. They need to stay on their toes if they want to leave those titles. The bell rings, ding-a-ding, and the match begins with Styles starting off against Clark. Styles uses his speed and ability to dodge Clark's powerful strikes, landing quick kicks and high-flying maneuvers to keep the big man off balance. However, Clark eventually catches Styles midair and slams him down with a thunderous spinebuster. Clark tags in Adams, and the two men begin to wear down Styles with a series of double-team moves. They isolate Styles in their corner, using their power to dismantle the smaller opponent. Every time Styles tries to fight back, he's met with a stiff punch or a crushing slam. Styles is in trouble here, folks. Kronik is using their size and strength advantage to cut the ring in half and keep Styles from tagging in Kevin Nash. After several minutes of punishment, Styles manages to slip out of Adams' grip and leap across the ring to make the hot tag to Kevin. Nash enters the ring with a head of steam, taking down both Adams and Clark with big boots and powerful clotheslines. He then turns his attention to Scott Norton, who had climbed on the ring apron. Nash knocks Norton down with a big punch, but a distraction allows Kronik to recover. The match continues with back and forth action, both teams showing off their skills and resilience. Nash sets up Adams for a jackknife powerbomb, but Clark charges in, breaking up with a running clothesline. Kronik regains control and hits their devastating double team move, the high times on Nash. High times on Nash, this could be it. We might have new champions. Styles tries to break up the pin, but Scott Norton pulls him off the apron and hits him with a spine buster right on top of our announce table. So with Styles down, Adams pins Nash. 1, 2, 3, ding ding ding! Here are your winners and new Renegade World Tag Team Champions, Kronik. The crowd erupts into a mix of boos and cheers as Kronik is handed the Renegade World Tag Team title. Kronik and Norton then began a brutal post-match beatdown on Nash and Styles, stomping and punching them relentlessly. Oh, come on, this is enough! They've already won the match! Why are they doing this? Suddenly, Triple H rushes down the ramp, sliding into the ring to help his fallen Wolfpac brethren. He fights off Norton and Clark, sending them out of the ring with punches and knees. However, the numbers games catch up with him as The Undertaker appears from the back and enters the ring, blindsiding Triple H with a big boot. The Death Crew regroups and begins a 4-on-3 beatdown, with Undertaker, Kronik, and Norton laying waste to Triple H, Nash, and Styles. The crowd boos loudly, sensing the injustice and cruelty of the attack. The Death Crew is out of control. Someone needs to stop this. Just when it looks like the Death Crew has the upper hand, Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall, the club, they emerge from the crowd, charging into the ring. Michaels hits a sweet chin music on Norton, while Hall swings a baseball bat, smashing it across Clark's back. The arena explodes with cheers as the club stands side by side with the battered members of the Wolfpac. The Death Crew retreats, not wanting to risk further confrontation with the newly united front. The club is here. Michaels and Hall have come to even the odds. The Death Crew is retreating, but this battle is far from over. The camera pans across the ring, showing the club standing shoulder to shoulder with the Wolfpac. They stare down the Death Crew, who are regrouping at the top of the ramp. The crowd is on their feet, chanting and cheering for the two factions that have come together. What an incredible moment! The Wolfpac and the club standing tall. But what does it mean for the future of Renegade Wrestling? We're just getting started here at World at War, guys. Don't go anywhere. After the ring clears, we go back to Michael Buffer in the ring. The audience reacts with a mix of boos and uneasy murmurs as the sinister minister James Mitchell emerges onto the stage. His face lit up with a sinister grin. Behind him, the monstrous figure of Kane looms. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanying the ring by the sinister minister, weighing at 323 pounds, Kane! The crowd's reaction is hostile. Kane slowly makes his way to the ring. The minister takes the microphone from ringside and steps in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that, due to unforeseen circumstances, our esteemed opponent, Goldberg, will not be able to compete tonight. You see, earlier this evening, our esteemed colleagues, Leviathan, the Fallen Angel, and Kevin Sullivan, delivered a most effective message. And as such, I hereby declare Kane the winner of this match by forfeit. The crowd erupts into boos, not wanting to see the match end without a fight. Kane raises his arms, ready to celebrate his unearned victory, when suddenly the arena erupts with a roar of the crowd as Goldberg's music hits. The camera cuts to the entrance ramp where a visibly battered and poisoned Goldberg stumbles out, clutching his arm. His face is pale and his body is trembling from the effects of the earlier attack by the Unholy Coven. Oh my god, Goldberg is here! How is he even standing? He's been through hell tonight, but he's not backing down. Goldberg makes his way down the ramp, his eyes locked on Kane. He stands in the ring, his expression unreadable behind his mask. The sinister minister looks shocked, his mouth agape as Goldberg stumbles towards the ring. And his opponent, from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing at 285 pounds, Goldberg! Goldberg rolls into the ring, barely able to stand. The referee checks on him, but Goldberg insists on starting the match. The bell rings, ding ding, and the match is officially underway. Kane immediately charges at Goldberg, delivering a powerful clothesline that sends him crashing to the mat. Goldberg struggles to get back to his feet, but Kane is relentless, hammering down with a series of punches and uppercut. Kane throws Goldberg into the corner and follows up with a vicious running corner splash, crushing Goldberg against the turnbuckles. Goldberg is in no condition to compete. Kane is just dismantling him right now. Kane drags Goldberg to the center of the ring and lifts him up for a chokeslam, but Goldberg somehow manages to fight out of it, landing a desperate series of punches to Kane's head. The crowd cheers Goldberg on, willing him to fight back, but Kane quickly overpowers him again, sending him to mat with a big boot. The sinister minister watches with a gleeful expression, shouting encouragement to Kane. Kane looks down at Goldberg and signals for the end. He grabs Goldberg by the throat and lifts him high into the air, delivering a devastating chokeslam in the middle of the ring. Chokeslam, this could be it! Kane goes for the pin, however. Kane doesn't go for the pin. However, instead, he lifts Goldberg up once more, setting him up for a tombstone piledriver this time, actually. With a sickening thud, he drives Goldberg head first into the mat. Kane covers Goldberg for the pin. 1, 2, 3... Ding, ding, ding! Here's your winner, Kane! Rally as Kane's arm is raised in victory. Mr. Minister enters the ring, clapping his hands with delight as Kane stands tall over on Goldberg. Camera zooms in on the sinister duo as they celebrate their victory. Goldberg fought with everything he had, but he was just too weakened by the earlier attack. The Unholy Coven claims another victim here tonight at World at War. But you have to respect Goldberg's courage to even show up tonight. Kane and Sister Minister exit the ring, make their way up the ramp as camera cuts back to the ring where Goldberg is slowly being helped up by the men. He looks dazed but defiant, refusing to be carried out on a stretcher. The crowd gives a respectful cheer for his resilience, even in defeat. The camera pans around the sea of excited fans, some holding up signs for Sting, others chanting for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Renegade World Championship. The crowd erupts with a mixture of cheers and boos as Austin storms out from the back, his signature strut on full display. Behind him, a smug Paul Heyman follows, clapping and shouting encouragement to his client. Introducing first, the challenger, accompanied in the ring by Paul Heyman, from Victoria, Texas, weighing at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin marches to the ring, staring down the fans who are booing him. He climbs the turnbuckle and throws up his middle fingers, glaring out into the crowd. Heyman stays at ringside, his eyes darting around nervously as he anticipates the arrival of the champion. The crowd erupts into a massive cheer as an enigmatic champion steps out on the stage, his black trench coat flowing behind him. He holds his iconic baseball bat in hand, staring down the ramp at his opponent with a stoic expression. And his opponent, from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 250 pounds. He is the reigning and defending Renegade World Champion, Sting! Sting makes his way to the ring, his eyes never leaving Austin. He slides under the bottom rope and immediately gets to his feet, raising his baseball bat in the air as the crowd roars. He hands his bat and coat to the stagehand and steps back, ready to face his challenger. The referee holds up the Renegade World title, showing it to both competitors, and then to the crowd, before handing it off to the timekeeper. He checks in with both men and calls for the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go! This is what we've all been waiting for. Sting versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Renegade World title. The match begins with a stare down between Sting and Austin. The tension is thick as they circle each other in the ring, the crowd buzzing with anticipation. Austin is the first to strike, rushing forward and throwing a flurry of punches at Sting, driving him back into the corner. Sting absorbs the blows and retaliates with a series of his own punches, rocking Austin back. The two men go back and forth, trading hard-hitting strikes in the center of the ring. Austin gains the upper hand with a knee to Sting's midsection, followed by a quick suplex. He goes for an early cover. 1, 2, kick out. Sting kicks out with authority, and Austin quickly gets to his feet, stomping on Sting's chest and head. He picks Sting up and whips him into the ropes, but Sting ducks under a clothesline and comes back with a powerful clothesline of his own that drops Austin. Sting goes on the offensive, landing a series of kicks and punches to Austin's midsection, driving him back into the corner. Sting then delivers a thunderous stinger splash that sends the crowd into a frenzy. He quickly sets Austin up for the Scorpion Deathlock, but Heyman jumps up on the apron, causing the referee to intervene. Heyman's getting involved! Come on, ref, get him out of there! With the referee distracted, Austin takes advantage and delivers a low blow to Sting, causing him to collapse to the mat. Austin quickly goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out! Sting kicks out just in time, and the crowd erupts. Austin, frustrated, gets in the referee's face, arguing the count. Meanwhile, Heyman shouts instructions from the outside, urging Austin to stay on the attack. Austin picks up Sting and attempts to hit the Stone Cold Stunner, but Sting pushes him away and counters with a clothesline. Both men are down and the referee begins to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both men slowly get to their feet at the same time and the crowd is on their feet. They trade punches again, with Sting getting the upper hand. He whips Austin in the corner and delivers a second Stinger splash, followed by a quick DDT. Sting goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. Austin kicks out again, and Sting looks momentarily frustrated. He pulls Austin to his feet and signals for the Scorpion Death Drop. He sets Austin up, but Heyman jumps up on the apron and grabs Austin's hand, stopping Sting's momentum. The referee sees Heyman's interference, and he's arguing with Heyman. He ejects Heyman from ringside. Yes, the referee is tossing Heyman. No more distractions now. As Heyman argues with the referee, Austin takes advantage and hits Sting with a stunner. Austin goes for the cover, but the referee's back is turned. Heyman finally leaves the ringside area, allowing the referee to turn around and count the cover. 1, 2, kick out! Austin can't believe it. He gets in the referee's face again and begins to argue with the referee, but the referee has insisted that it was only 2. Austin picks Sting up, and he goes for another stunner, but Sting counters and hits that Scorpion Death Drop. Sting goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, ring the bell! Here is your winner, and still the Renegade World Champion, Sting! The crowd explodes as Sting raises his arm in victory as the referee hands him his title belt. Heyman looks furious on the ramp as Sting celebrates in the ring, holding the Renegade World title high above his head. Sting has done it! He's retained the Renegade World Championship against a very good game from Stone Cold Steve Austin, despite all the interference from Paul Heyman. Sting climbs the turnbuckle and salutes the fans. He continues to cheer loudly. Sting climbs the turnbuckle and salutes the fans, who continue to cheer loudly for the victorious champion. The camera cuts to a dejected Austin rolling out of the ring, holding his back in pain as Heyman tries to console him. What amazing! Sting just retained. The ring clears after the match as we cut to a shot of the War Games cage hanging above the ring. The steel structure of the War Games cage hangs above the 2 rings set up side by side, casting a shadow over the crowd. As the atmosphere crackles with anticipation, the camera sweeps around the roaring arena, capturing the excitement and tension. Michael Buffer stands center stage holding his iconic microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event of the evening. The following contest is a War Games match. 2 teams will enter, but only one will survive. Introducing first, representing the Flock, Brian Pillman. And his opponent, starting the match off for DX. Representing Degeneration X, X-Pac. X-Pac and Pillman starts with a flurry of fast-paced action. Pillman, the unpredictable loose cannon, tries to overwhelm X-Pac with wild strikes, but X-Pac uses his speed and agility to duck and counter, hitting Pillman with a spinning heel kick that sends him crashing in the mat. The crowd is fully behind DX as X-Pac hits a series of quick kicks, targeting Pillman's legs in midsection. As the countdown for the next entrant begins, X-Pac keeps pressure on Pillman with a series of corner splashes and a Bronco Buster that gets the crowd roaring. With the buzzer sounds and the next member of the Flock enters. Sean O'Haire is Sean O'Haire who's entering next. O'Haire charges into the ring. Using his size and power to quickly turn the tide, he grabs X-Pac and throws him across the ring with a vicious belly-to-belly suplex. With a numbers advantage, Pillman and O'Haire double-team X-Pac, delivering a series of punishing moves that leave him reeling. They slam him into the cage repeatedly, drawing boos from the crowd and blood from X-Pac. The countdown begins again, and the next member, DX, enters. The Green Meanie. He rushes into the cage, taking down both Pillman and O'Haire with a series of running clotheslines. The Green Meanie hits a big splash on Pillman in the corner, followed by a huge elbow drop on O'Haire, giving DX a momentary upper hand. The countdown begins again, and this time it's Rhino who enters for the Flock. Rhino storms into the cage with a thunderous gore to the Green Meanie, immediately shifting momentum back to the Flock. Rhino, O'Haire, and Pillman work together to wear down X-Pac and the Green Meanie, using the cage of weapons to brutalize their opponents. The countdown starts for the DX's next member, and Edge enters the cage. Edge comes in like a house on fire, spearing Rhino out of his boots and delivering a series of strikes to O'Haire and Pillman. Edge and the Green Meanie manage to get some offense going, hitting a double DDT on Pillman as the crowd rallies behind them. The clock ticks down for the final entrance of the flock, and the crowd goes silent in anticipation. Raven steps in the cage with a malicious grin. He immediately joins his team in laying waste to DX, delivering a series of harsh strikes and directing his team with tactical precision. The flock takes control once more, isolating Edge and X-Pac, laying into them with vicious double-team maneuvers. DX looks to be in dire straits as the countdown for the final member starts. The camera cuts to the backstage area where Christian is still in the medical area, clearly in no condition to compete after his earlier attack. The crowd murmurs in concern, and DX seems outnumbered and outgunned. It all seems hopeless at this point. The ring erupts as Owen Hart charges down the ramp, ready to enter the fray. And making a surprise entrance for Degeneration X, Owen Hart. Owen storms in the cage and goes right after Brian Pillman with a series of rapid punches. The crowd is on their feet as Owen unloads on Pillman, showing his technical skill, with a quick suplex followed by another. He goes on a tear, taking down both O'Haire and Rhino with smooth wheelbarrow kicks, shifting the momentum back to DX. With the cage now filled, the true chaos of War Games begins. All 8 men are brawling fiercely, using every part of the cage and both of the rings to their advantage. Rhino spears Edge into the cage. Pac hits an X Factor on the top, off the top ropes on a Raven. Green Meanie hits a meanie salt onto O'Haire. Owen stays focused on Pillman, however, eventually managing to lock him in the sharpshooter. The crowd explodes and cheers, sensing the end is near. Pillman screams in agony as Owen sits back, applying even more pressure. Raven tries to fight his way to his teammates, but X-Pac and Edge intercept him, throwing him into the cage wall. The Green Meanie keeps Rhino at bay with a flurry of punches, while O'Haire tries to break the hold, but in the end, he gets speared by Edge. With nowhere to go and the pain becoming unbearable, Brian Pillman has no choice but to tap out. The bell rings, signaling the end of the match, and the crowd goes wild. Here are your winners, Degeneration X and Owen Hart. DX celebrates their hard-fought victory inside the cage. Owen Hart standing tall, his fist raised high as the crowd chants his name. The flock looks dejected, retreating as DX claims victory in the War Games. What an incredible finish to War Games. Owen Hart makes a shocking appearance for DX and leads them to victory. And what does it mean for the flock moving forward, and for Owen Hart's future in Renegade Wrestling? That's all the time we have tonight for you folks. Until this Wednesday at Riot, good night. The show closes with DX celebrating the ring, Owen Hart front and center, basking in the cheers of the crowd as the camera fades to black. We see a quick cut of the matches that happen. We see Ric Flair, Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, and Robert Roode overcoming the dangerous lines of Arn Anderson, Fit Finlay, and the APA when Flair has Arn Anderson locked in that figure four leg lock, and Arn has no choice but tap out. We then see Mysterio versus Angle, the fast-paced action with Mysterio's high-flying technique and Angle's trying to ground him. We see the end of the match where Angle locks in the ankle lock, forcing Rey Mysterio to tap out. We see Haku versus Sabu. There's an intense brawl taking them all over the arena that ends with Haku hitting that Samoan drop off the upper balcony through 2 tables. Both men cannot meet the count of this last man standing match. We then see the Death Crew's Kronik taking on the Wolfpacs, Kevin Nash and AJ Styles for the World Tag Team titles. We see the end of the match where the Kronik is the new champions. We then see the Death Crew beating down the Wolfpac before the Club, Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall making the save. We see Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Triple H, Kevin Nash, and AJ Styles standing tall. We then see Goldberg being attacked before his match, but still managing to come out to face Kane. But in the end, it didn't matter as Kane hits that Tombstone pile driver and picks up the pin and victory over Goldberg. Over a weekend of Goldberg, might I add. We then see Austin and Sting, these two legends facing off. We see the hard-hitting action. We see Austin hitting that stunner. We see Sting hitting the Scorpion Death Drop. And then we see Sting holding the title high above his head. Finally, we see the War Games cage lower as we see the Flock and DX go at it. We see the highlights of the match. And then finally, we see Owen Hart enter the match, with Owen Hart hitting his famous moves before locking in that sharpshooter and forcing Pillman to submit. We end on a shot of Owen Hart and DX standing tall in the ring as we go to black.
This has been an FWL Network podcast presentation.